Breaking news, Jamie Carragher has called out Erik Ten Hag to be sacked by Manchester United. Now, welcome back to Red Devils TV, the realist channel on YouTube. Make sure you leave a like on the video, subscribe if you are new, and comment down below your thoughts on Jamie Carragher's comments that we're going to be discussing in today's video, and your thoughts on Erik Ten Hag's future. But anyway, let's get right into the video. So first of all, yesterday, after Manchester United's performance against Coventry, Jamie Carragher was asked the question that should Manchester United sell or sack Erik Ten Hag, should I say. And Jamie Carragher came out with a few comments pretty much talking about it's unacceptable, the fact that we almost lost to Coventry is an embarrassment, blah de blah de blah de blah. And that's a lot of the United fans' reaction to Jamie. So you're not alone in this one, because a lot of our fans feel the same the way you do. But this is what I want to tell you, and this is what I want to talk about, that Erik Ten Hag, 3 domestic finals in the space of 2 seasons. That's the first time any Manchester United manager has done that since 1994 with Sir Alex Ferguson. And to bear that in mind, Sir Alex Ferguson only did that once in his entire Manchester United career. And he is an absolute legend. Now, I am going to sell you like a salesman, like I'm Jordan Belfort from Wolf of Wall Street, that I'm trying to convince you why fans and yourself should back Erik Ten Hag. Now, I'm speaking like I'm speaking to Jamie Carragher directly. I never know, he might watch this video, he might not. But the thing that I want to say to you, Jamie, is that as a Liverpool player, or an ex-Liverpool player who was in a team that didn't win the Premier League but had an amazing few achievements, the Champions League in 2005 is the one that comes to my mind. AC Milan were 3-0 up at half-time. Liverpool go in with their heads down, thinking that it's over. But they come out in the second half, swinging, throwing, whatever boxing reference you want to use, and they got the job done and completed that historic night in Istanbul. A team that had no chance and shouldn't have even laced the boots of AC Milan, but they got the job done. They completed the miracle. And that is one of your greatest achievements ever as a football player. So in my opinion, the underdog can defeat the big dog at the end of the day, and Liverpool is living proof of that for that 2005 night in Istanbul. So the surprising fact that Coventry almost did that to Manchester United yesterday and almost completed their run in the FA Cup final, it wasn't a surprise to me. Once they got that first goal, they had that motivation. The fans were behind them, and everyone, United were just too relaxed. But Coventry had more desire. They wanted it more. And that's why they pushed Manchester United to the very, very end. Now, thankfully, my team won on penalties, and I'm over the moon that we're in another FA Cup final under Erik Ten Hag. And hopefully the redemption is there, and we can defeat Manchester City in that FA Cup final. It's a repeat of what they've done to us this season, and it's also revenge for what they did to us last season. Because at the end of the day, Man City's treble is ruined. They're out of the Champions League. Thank you to Hala Madrid. But they also can win the domestic double. They can still win the Premier League, and they can still win the FA Cup. And this time, I'd love it to see if we can lift that FA Cup. Not because it's just Manchester City, but also because it's another trophy and another reason why Manchester United fans should back Erik Ten Hag. He's a great manager. Unfortunately, he's dealing with scraps. Now, a lot of these signings are his signings, but not every signing is going to work out. Not every signing is going to be a guaranteed success. You look at players like Antony. You look at players like Mason Mount. You look at players like even Andre Onana. Andre Onana has probably had the hardest job as any Manchester United player in recent years, having to replace David De Gea, who is, for me, considered a club legend, who was at the club for over a decade. And trying to fill in them boots and them gloves is a massive ask for Andre Onana, especially when David De Gea won Golden Glove last season. Andre Onana is kind of near there, but Man United don't really keep clean sheets at the moment, especially when we've only got one centre-back available, who is injured, by the way. But Harry Maguire, as well, I just want to say, he has the correct mentality. I was asking for him to be sold in the summer. I will admit that. I'm not going to be a hypocrite. I'm holding my hands up, and I was wrong. I am so happy we've kept Harry Maguire, and I don't care. Let him see out the rest of his contract. Give him a new contract. Put it on the table. Sign the dotted line. Whatever he wants, sign Harry Maguire on a new contract, because he is one of few in our dressing room that has the correct mentality. And listening to his post-match interview yesterday, he's everything you want to hear about a Manchester United player, and you can see why manager Ole Gunnar Solskjaer bought him in the first place and also made him club captain with that type of mentality that he shows. I love Bruno Fernandes as captain, but the redemption of Harry Maguire this season, and the resurgence of his career is absolutely incredible. But going back onto Erik Ten Hag, he's hardly had the players to do it this season. This season has been a massive drop-off for what we were doing last season, because we got third place in the league, yet we got further and further into the Europa League quarter-finals, I believe it was. We won the Carabao Cup and we got to the FA Cup final. It was a very successful first season for Erik Ten Hag. This season has been a very difficult one for many teams. Injury crises, the poor performances in the leagues. You've got a title race of Liverpool, City and Arsenal. So that means there's only one spot for the Champions League spot, depending on how England teams do in Europe. But with practically every single English team out of Europe now, apart from Aston Villa, Man United won't be able to get that Champions League football for that fifth place. Neither will Spurs or Newcastle or Villa. Whoever finishes in that fifth spot will be going to the Europa League. So for me, the way I look at it is that maybe Man United could do with something with a season without Europe. I know that would hit us massively financially, but at the same time, maybe it's the kickstart we need. It's take one step back to gain two steps forward. We all know that classic phrase. And for me, Erik Ten Hag should stay as Manchester United manager. And I feel like as well, with Jurgen Klopp leaving, this is kind of Jamie Carragher trying to stab United fans in the back where as best as he can, because he is obviously hurting that Jurgen Klopp is leaving at the end of the summer, and he sees something in Erik Ten Hag. This might just be a complete theory, let's call it, but Jamie Carragher looks at Erik Ten Hag. Erik Ten Hag has got Manchester United in 3 domestic finals in the space of 2 seasons. That's better than what Arteta did in his first 2 seasons at Arsenal, and it's much better than what Jurgen Klopp did in his first 2 seasons at Liverpool. But Erik Ten Hag has got Man United into 3 domestic cup finals, which is an incredible achievement. So maybe Jamie Carragher is looking at that and be like, well, now Jurgen Klopp's leaving, Man United, with the right players and the right structure, and bearing in mind United have not had the correct structure for over a decade, then Erik Ten Hag might actually become a successful manager at Manchester United. And Jamie Carragher is a very intelligent man, and he will know this. He will see that Erik Ten Hag is a very good manager, and with the right structure around him and with the right team, he can definitely push for a Premier League title with his tactics and with the right mentality of the squad. But this is what is the most frustrating part of talking to Manchester United fans, because they are too blind to see that Erik Ten Hag is the right man. He's our best manager post Sir Alex Ferguson. Don't care what anybody says. You've got fans out there calling him a disgrace and can't wait for him to be sacked. You've got other fans saying that he's the worst manager in Manchester United's history. They're just overreactional fans, and I can't wait for when Manchester United win the FA Cup this season and he smashes it in his 3rd season next season, and Sir Jim Ratcliffe offers him a new contract, and all the fans are going to be like, oh, sorry Erik, I never doubted you for a second, blah de blah de blah de blah, because I've got receipts on my phone of videos and messages and tweets of so many content creators out there who have disgraced Erik Ten Hag and say he's not good enough to be Manchester United manager. And I can't wait for Erik Ten Hag to prove them wrong. I'm with Erik Ten Hag for the long haul. I am loyal towards this manager, and I can't wait for him to prove everybody wrong, because I know we've got a world-class manager with the wrong team around him at the moment. So hopefully, I pray to God that Erik Ten Hag stays at Manchester United, because I can see the vision. I'm trusting the process. And the fans who have got off the train early or have left the stadium early, that's on them. Because for a fan like me, when I do get to attend the games at Old Trafford, or if I ever get to go to an away game, or if I ever get to go to Wembley, I will never leave that seat until my team walk off that pitch, because win, lose or draw, you back your team till the very end. That is what it means to be a true football fan. And unfortunately, you get many fans out there who throw in the towel early, let's say, going back to the boxing references. But let me know in the comments down below on what your thoughts are on Erik Ten Hag and the future of Manchester United. Is Jamie Carragher right, or is he absolutely wrong, and do you agree with me? If you don't agree with any of us, let me know in the comments anyway on your thoughts on Manchester United's future. Anyway, thank you for watching. Leave a like on the video, subscribe if you are new, and I'll see you in the next one.